Hi everyone, happy Sunday everyone. This is my first Instagram live on a Sunday, and I'm getting one of my really good friends, Judy Joo. I don't know if anyone knows Judy. She is an amazing chef and she's owned restaurants over the years. And she went in from finance to being a culinary chef. And I'm so excited to join for her to join us today from her kitchen in London. And I really miss that wait to see it, and I miss Judy. So I used to go over every Sunday and we used to cook something together. And I'm excited that I get to hang out with her in her kitchen. Hi,
Hi.
how are
Hello.
you doing?
I'm going to adjust this. There we go. How are
Are you
you?
wearing I can't see what you're wearing. Are you wearing pajamas? Because I know you've been
No, I
cooking with
got
your
changed
pajamas.
for you. I
You
got I
did?
got changed.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
well, you
The
look
things I
gorgeous
do
as
for you, my
usual.
love.
I know the things you do for me. I mean, this woman
Am I
is
clear? The reception's good? Am
the
I clear?
reception's good, but you're a little bit blurry. Just a tiny
Okay,
bit blurry.
let me do one thing. Hang on.
Okay, cool. But I'm just going to talk about you while you do that. Judy and I used to go to, I used to go to her house and we used to cook in her kitchen.
Is
Are
that
you
better?
back? There you are. That's much better. That's much better.
Okay,
Yay.
good. Okay, I just adjusted something.
Um,
Hello.
Hello. I was just talking about you, how I used to walk to your place on Sundays and even when I wasn't feeling well, you would make me chicken soup and I literally would feel 100% better.
Oh, there's
Your
something
chicken soup,
so restorative and rejuvenating about chicken soup. And
100%.
that is the theme of today's talk. And I'm so excited to do this with you because particularly during this time of COVID, I've been telling
Yeah.
all of my friends, and I've actually made a lot of chicken soup over the past couple of weeks, and I've been freezing them in individual containers and just giving them to my friends because, God forbid if somebody does get sick, at least you'll have a
Yes.
stash of chicken soup that is homemade with really good broth and full of nutrients and vitamins that you can just throw on the stove or in your microwave and eat, God forbid, if somebody or one of your loved ones gets sick, and you don't have to worry about it. And it's
Yeah.
something that freezes very well, and it's really easy to make.
It's
Yeah.
really, it's no, and even I can do it. So definitely everyone out there can do it. There's been, Judy, there was a study done at
Yeah.
the Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha saying that they evaluated the nutrients in chicken soup and the health benefits were incredible. It helped
Yeah.
with mucus production, the cytokines, which are immune system function. So there's a lot of science behind chicken soup. It's not just, I mean, Grandma knew what she was talking about, and so does Judy
Yeah.
Joo. But
It's true.
it's these cytokine proteins that get supported and T cell immune function with the ingredients of chicken soup. So I'm so excited you're going to show everybody those different ingredients.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this dates back to centuries ago. They
Oh,
now we can
absolutely.
explain the pathophysiology of it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Definitely.
but before we
There's,
get started, can I ask you a question? How did
yes.
you get from being in finance? I mean, you're such a
Um,
smart cookie to being a chef. Like, I know the story, but I love the way you explain it.
okay. Well, yeah, I had a bit of a random and circuitous route to the kitchen, but I'm from New Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl, born and bred in New Jersey, and I had a very typical Tiger parent upbringing. Had piano lessons, all that stuff. Was kind of groomed to go to certain schools and whatever, and so I ended up going into sciences. I was an engineering major at Columbia, and
Hmm.
from there I went into finance. And I was at Morgan Stanley for about 5 years, selling and trading fixed income derivatives. And after, that, I was kind of like, in my, I was kind of disenchanted. It just wasn't for me.
Wasn't for you,
And
yeah.
I kind of had this like epiphany. I was like, life is too short not to do what you really love. And I've always had a passion for food. I've always loved to eat, and also being Korean. And I think that most Asians are just obsessed with food in general. I love the whole food is medicine philosophy and this whole thing of that, like,
Oops. I think we'll get her back in a second. The thing about these Instagram lives, I think she's going to join us back again, is that the reception goes in and out. So we'll grab her back in a second. So Judy was talking about, for all of us, all of you joining us now, Judy is going to be demonstrating chicken soup, and we know that there are massive health benefits of chicken soup, and it goes back way back to the 12th century. I mean, this is not something new. Gonna say hi to some friends that I see on here. It is, I've known Judy for, oh gosh, I've known Judy for I think over 12 years now. So we became friends. We met in London, and I was doing a talk at one of the restaurants she was working in at the time. And we got to talking right after, and it was like we had known each other forever. And then from that day forward, we were hanging out all the time. Oh, here we go. Here, let's bring her back. Yay!
Okay. So sorry. I don't know. You know what? There's so many lives going on at the same time that I think that Instagram just gets a bit overloaded. Yeah. But I did hear you. So, no, it really was love at first sight for us when we became friends. It was just this like connection. And once in a while you get that with people that, you know, I kind of consider myself like a non-sexual lesbian. I just love other women and other strong women. And I just, and when I meet other, you know, just kind of amazing females out there, I just absolutely, yeah, love. And we've kept in touch over the years, and now we live across the world, but we still stay in touch and do things. And also, I think, you know, like things like this, we just cross-pollinate, you know, like your career versus my career, spreading words of wisdom and love and tips and tricks and things. And yeah, and also inspiration to others. And I'll get back to my career changing thing. So yeah, so I went into engineering school, and then I went into finance. And then after 5 years in finance, I was just, you know, life is too short, and I quit, and I decided to go to cooking school in New York at the French Culinary Institute, and the rest is history. And now I'm a chef and restaurateur, and you know, have books and shows, and I'm going to teach you how to make some chicken soup. And I was also going to talk a little bit about green tea. So I know Nigma, you know, we are big believers in green tea. I drink green tea every single day. I like to drink particularly matcha green tea. So this is in the powder form. I don't know if you can see that, but it's much better for you versus the leaves, because you're actually you know, consuming the entire plant here. So I don't know, Niga, if you want to talk more about
yeah,
green tea. I'll show the what it looks like.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful deep green.
So beautiful. Color. And I'm making it properly with a proper whisk in a tea bowl. Yep. And the way you do this in Asia is you have just the hot water on the side, and you pour it in. This is beautiful, deep color, and you don't want any lumps, so you whisk it with one of these tea whisks. This is a bamboo whisk. And so, Nigma, why don't you talk us through what is so good in green tea? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, green tea's got epigallocatechin galates, and anybody could say that 6 times in a row can win a free prize. Maybe we can give one of our books out to you 6 times.
Yes. We should do that.
We should do a giveaway.
Book giveaway. Absolutely.
I would love to. What do you guys think out there? Tell us where you're from, and if you want to. Judy's book is amazing. It's like, honestly, it's perfect to be on any counter as well, because it's so beautiful. Everything she does is so beautiful. The epigallocatechin galates have rich antioxidants. They are, there's been some research to suggest there's, you know, antiviral, antimicrobial, antioxidant, stabilizing the cell and making, you know, people who drink a lot of green tea, also cognitive function. It has theanine in it. So, you know, when you drink caffeine, you drink a coffee, you feel like anxious. The theanine in the green tea actually calms you down. So you don't get that excitation as you do from coffee. Now it depends, because green tea is super strong, And so you have to be careful because it can create, caffeine sensitive people like me.
Yes, yes. But it also has really, I mean, it encourages weight loss, which is something
Yes.
that
Yes. Well, the amount of eating we're doing right now, it's like,
yeah, but
yeah,
but it's good for you in so many senses. Yeah,
it's so good. And things that are warming are really good to warm the body. And in traditional Chinese medicine, we look at warming the body, and we're going to start warming the body with the green tea. And then Judy's going to talk about how we can make a chicken soup at home. I've made chicken soup. It doesn't turn out like you. So, oh, wow. I mean, look at what she did for us today, you guys. I honestly wish I was there. I would have loved to have been quarantined with you. I would be so healthy.
I know. It's ironic. I can cook anything under the sun. I'm actually, pastry also. I'm a baker, etc. And I have nobody to cook for. I've been quarantining alone, which is quite hard mentally. I think it's I don't know anybody else is quarantining alone. I would love to know kind of how you're feeling because you are too, Nigma.
I am too. Well, I have him now. I've got a new friend.
I know, Dante. I want to die.
He would love chicken soup. I can just see it in his face. He's a chicken soup lover.
Yes. Yes. Gosh. I know.
So
I mean, deliveries. Hello.
I know. And you used to deliver it to me.
You have to use the whole chicken.
Yes,
because
you do.
The whole thing about chicken soup is it's in the bone. So Nigma, why don't you explain the importance of using the whole chicken? Yeah.
So using the whole chicken, so there's different ingredients in chicken that are really amazing. So cysteine is really good at breaking down mucus. So people who have cold or flu, you're breaking down that mucus, and also you're looking at it's high in protein, it's nutrient dense. Oh wow, look at all those beautiful vegetables. And those
about these too. Okay.
I mean,
so those chicken and veggies. So
and veggies, yeah. And it also has anti-inflammatory properties. And then so we have celery, and we have carrots and
parsnip.
Parsnip, yeah.
Parsnip,
yeah.
Leeks.
And leeks, yeah. Those are rich in vitamin A and C.
Onions, right?
Judy, I have a question to ask you about onion. You're using a white onion, right?
Yeah. That's
so could you use a red onion?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to use
because red onions are richer in antioxidants.
Yes, yeah. I don't have any red onions left, but the one thing that is good about chicken soup, because you have to make the broth first, okay?
Right.
So first we're going to make the chicken broth with the whole chicken, and you really have to have the bones. Sometimes I even put in some extra chicken thighs on the bones just because I want more bones. If you really want to make a strong bone broth, then you go into and you start buying chicken feet and all this stuff, and make sure you scrub them well. You put the chicken feet in and you boil it, you get all the good collagen and the cartilage in there. But today we're just going to use a whole chicken. You have to use the whole chicken. People who make chicken stock just using the breast meat or whatever, it's not the same. You'll get a very nice clear broth, but you're not getting the nutrients. And you're not getting the flavor too. The flavor is all in the bones, yeah. And so with the stock, we're going to take all these vegetables. So parsnips, carrots, celery, leeks, onions, a bit of garlic. I like to put garlic because garlic is good for you. Why, Nigma?
It's got antimicrobial properties. Yeah. Some people, like myself, can't digest it very well.
And boil for such a long time?
Yeah, I find with your chicken soup, I'm able to handle it because you have boiled it for a long time. Like raw garlic doesn't suit me, but it's quite nice. And when you boil garlic, all the nutrients come out, all the antimicrobial properties. Yeah. And onions are rich in quercetin, which is an anti-inflammatory. So, yeah.
That's really important too for people who might come down with COVID, because everything
or
becomes
any virus or any other colds. Exactly. Other colds are happening too right now. It's not just COVID.
So I have a little tea bag here, and this is where I'm going to put in some of the spices. So I have black peppercorns. I'm going to put these in. Black peppercorns. You see they go in there. Bay leaf. Bay leaf is also another spice. And I have a little garden on my terrace. I'm going to put fresh thyme. thyme leaves.
Oh, thyme is so good. It's so antibacterial as well and antiviral.
I'm going to put a little extra. And parsley, a bunch of parsley leaves. Actually, I'm not going to stick those in there. I'm going to close that up. So that's going to be my little mirepoix sachet of flavoring. And then I also have parsley off my roof or my terrace. That's going to go in there too. So basically, I'm going to have a big, huge pot, which I'm going to bring over here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to put my chicken in. And there's water in here, cold water,
okay,
enough to cover it. And I'm gonna put this on the side here. It's so heavy. Okay, and you don't even have to
those pots are so heavy.
You don't even have to just wash them, okay? Because
just wash them really well.
Yeah. So you're gonna boil this for 2-3 hours, depending on how big your chicken is, okay? And after that, you're going to skim all the fat off of it, off the stock, and then you're going to strain all the vegetables out, okay? And then you're going to discard those vegetables. They've been boiling for so long, all the minerals are gone. You can eat them if you want to, if you want the fiber, but usually you just discard it. Then you take the chicken out, and you let that cool on a tray, and then you pick all of the meat off. But what other vitamins are going to be in the chicken stock if I put all of this in? I mean, like,
if you put all of this in, you're getting vitamin A, you're getting C, you're getting vitamin K, you're getting some iron, potassium. Parsley is super, super good. It's so rich in vitamin A and K.
Celery.
Celery also rich in nutrients.
And
bay leaves help you digest. So that will be the digestive property of the bay leaves.
My little thing in. And then once this is done boiling, then you're going to actually make your soup. And that's where the fun, creative part comes in, if you want to. So what do you like in your chicken soup? So I always put celery and carrots, obviously.
All the time.
You could really put in any vegetable that you want to. What do you like to put in? I sometimes put in broccoli. I put in peas. I put in runner beans, sugar snap peas. Do you ever put any starches in yours, Nigma?
I put potatoes because I love potatoes.
That's
so
good.
I will leave them with their skin on because that skin is rich in fiber and vitamin C.
A red potato, so good, so good, right?
I mean, it really makes it, and it fills you up as well, so you can eat that throughout the day, right?
I like to add some quinoa sometimes. I'll get some red quinoa or some red rice or some black rice. If you want to, you can add noodles too. I mean, chicken noodle soup is delicious.
Yeah.
You know? And you could always get some gluten-free noodles if you have problems or intolerances with that. It's absolutely fine. But because it is COVID time, I am not leaving and going out that much at all. And so before, I had bought just a big bag of frozen veg. Okay, so this is a mixed vegetable thing. So there are peas, beans, green beans, broccoli. I don't even know what's in here, but I am just gonna stick this in my chicken soup.
Okay.
Carrots and celery. So you can use things in your freezer, you know. This is all I'm saying, and just use up whatever you have, and it'll be fine. Like, there are no rules. I've even put cauliflower in my chicken soup before. I put all different types of vegetables, and it's
sometimes I'll add some turmeric to it for my throat, for anti-inflammatory. If you want.
And a lot of times, people like a squeeze of lemon sometimes. Dill to finish at the end is also really, really, really nice. Some tarragon, some parsley leaves, fresh also. But, if you do this and you take the time to make a proper stock, and I'm going to probably boil this for about 3 hours, I would say, and it's going to boil down. You boil it with the lid off. Okay, so bring it to a boil and then bring it down to a simmer with the lid off, and it's going to evaporate, and it's going to reduce down, and that stock is going to get richer and stronger and full of flavor, more concentrated, full of vitamins, and it's going to pick up the color and the flavor from the parsnips and the carrots and the parsley. It's going to be so good. And then you take the chicken carcass out, and then you have a beautiful, you know, like cooked chicken, and you pick all of that meat up, and then you pick all that meat, you know, and then you cut the meat up. And you don't have to add all of the meat back if you don't want to, you know, it's up to you. I sometimes take half of it, put half of it back in. I take the other half and I make a really nice chicken salad, or I put it on top of salad, or I do something else with it, fried rice, whatever you want to do, or just eat it, you know, so, you know, just with some salt and pepper. It is so incredibly, incredibly tasty. Yeah.
So what do you do with the frozen vegetables? When do those guys get in there? I must have missed that.
After you make the stock, you take the chicken out.
Right. This is the chicken out, yeah, part. Okay.
Yeah, and you strain this. You throw all of the vegetables that have been boiling for 3 hours away. You throw those out, or you can eat them if you want to. But all the flavor's gone. They've been totally screwed. Okay, they're just like overcooked and everything. Okay, so you just toss them. Okay, and then you're left with just a beautiful liquid. Okay, and that's your golden bone broth, your chicken stock, you know, so that's your chicken stock. Okay, you can clean out your pot, right? Put the stock back in it, bring it to a simmer, and then you're going to put in your beautifully cut vegetables. So then I have cut up, you know, like really nice carrots, and I've peeled these, and I've cut up celery, etc. And then I'm going to put this in along with this bag of mixed vegetables. And that's going to be my soup. And that's when also you can also add, you know, potatoes, like you said, or, you know, quinoa or rice, or, you know, even noodles. Like I just take spaghetti sometimes and break it up and just, that's my noodles. You know, you can take anything, put macaroni in it. There are no rules when you make chicken soup. You can even add tomatoes if you want to. At this point, that helps with the color as well. You know, matzo balls, if you want to make matzo balls, are just so good. But
mine don't turn out, mine turn out quite soggy when I put my vegetables in, and they don't all cook at the same, like, you know, potatoes take longer to cook. So like, how do you time that?
So you could put well, you should try to cut everything up the same size, obviously.
Okay.
You know, and
you know how good I am at that.
Yeah. But you know what? With soup, it's okay if they're soft. It's soft. It's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I mean, these are frozen, so I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like, how long? And I actually haven't even opened it, so I don't even know what size everything in there is. But it'll be okay. You know, you're gonna boil it, and then you're gonna you know, reheat it, etc. Oh, I can see. Hi, Nico. Everybody from London's in. It's so fun seeing everyone. And I'm hungry too.
I'm starving. I wish I was there right now. I wish I could walk to your house.
Yeah. And I also sometimes I buy this really gorgeous spelt pasta that's actually it's a bit heartier than regular pasta, so it adds a really great texture. It's really, really, really nice. Hello from London too. If everybody could write what city they're in, that's always fun to see. You know, if it's like New York, LA, San Francisco, Midwest, or something, or where you are in the world, if you come to tune in and watch us, and how to make chicken soup. But you can really put anything in it. I do like putting in a starch, either a potato, like you said, like a nice red potato, a waxy one, you know, one that's not just going to fall apart in the soup. You have to choose the right potatoes. And London, DL, Korea, I love that. And that way, you know, it's just a full meal. And if you don't want to put a starch in the chicken soup, just serve it, you know, with some nice crusty sourdough bread or anything you want to, and you can soak up all the broth and everything. And yeah, I'm not totally cooking today because we're making a soup. So I have set up my chicken soup. You could see this. Oh, and I'm gonna put this on
heavy.
The stove. New York in the house. It's kind of blurry. I'm so sorry it's blurry. It's just like we're strapped by technology, and everybody seems to be on a live right now. But Nigma, tell us more about chicken soup. Just everything, like a big rundown. What we should do. Yeah.
So you know, this goes way back when, where you know, our grandmothers used to make us chicken soup. Anything was wrong, it was like chicken soup. And this study that was done we know reports from like centuries back. What was that physician and philosopher Moshe Ben Maimonides? He was the chicken soup guy back in the day, the Egyptian Jewish physician. And that's all back to the 12th century. And we know our grandmothers made it. And because of my Indian heritage, we put turmeric in ours. So everybody adapted based on their different culture. And then finally somebody in 2000 did this research on it. And so they did measure neutrophils and white blood cell counts, and they actually saw how the benefits of the ingredients, each of the ingredients had a pathophysiology benefit. And things like, for example, the peppers that you put in that little tea bag, they're really antimicrobial. They're quite potent and volatile, those oils, and can get rid of bacteria and viruses and open up the respiratory passages. So it's super cool, how these ingredients are, food is medicine, the blend of different synergistic nutrients that work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how people like you can put it together so beautifully. And I'm hoping it's going to be easier for me this time around to make it.
Oh, definitely. And I think that, during this time, it is so important. I think everybody should just take the time and make a big, ginger is really great to put in. I put ginseng also. Who is that? Janie, New York land facialist. Yeah, good point. So ginger is great. I do, in Korea, we do a really great chicken soup that's made with ginseng. That is fantastic for your immunity, anything. So, really, like, there are no rules with cooking, and food is medicine, and any spices that you want to put in and like add things, do it. If you want to put more garlic, there's tons of chicken soups where there are like 12 garlic cloves in it or anything. Put it in. It is so good for you. It is really,
that'll kill anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And
including a date night.
Exactly. Yeah. No dates right now.
But we don't have anything to worry about.
I know. You have a pet dog. I have a pet snail. I found a snail in my kale, and it's just been hanging with me. So
where?
In my kale package, I bought this like backpack of kale, and there was a snail inside, and I put him in a glass with like a bunch of cucumber, and so my snail's been hanging. So that's my little pet right now.
Oh,
my little pet. Yeah, it's so pathetic. You have a dog, you have a proper pet. I've got a goddamn snail, but I do love my snail. He's like my one little companion.
Oh, bless.
And I know.
I wonder how he got in there. That's so weird.
I know, he survived the backpacking of kale. It's crazy.
Gee.
Anyway. I know.
Wow.
Lazarus, like, he's come back to death. But I do hope that everybody makes chicken soup and gives it to their friends and family. But you can after you make it, freeze them in individual, Tupperware containers or whatever, and just have it there in case. And that's something to have all the time throughout the year, in case you get sick or anybody gets sick. But I've been giving it to my neighbors, freezing it, giving like frozen containers to people who live nearby, and it is perfect. It is perfect. Yeah.
In terms of the when you're boiling, once you have the stock and you're boiling back some of the vegetables in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that you've just added.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post this recipe on my Instagram stories, and also I'm going to post your book. And maybe we could do a giveaway. You could do a giveaway. Yeah, you give away to the UK, and I'll give away in the US. How does that sound?
That's fine. I can arrange for a book a book sent to you in the US also, so it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Fine. Yeah.
Just things are taking longer to send than usual.
Yeah. No. Well, I can have people in the US send you one in the US or vice. Anyway, we can work it out. We can work it out.
So I guess what our I don't know. Let's show us your chicken soup recipes, and we'll send you a book. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? Because
yes.
it's different for everyone. Every culture has, the Italians might have a different twist on it. Someone from Korea, someone from India, and there's different health benefits with different kinds of soups.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the lemon in there. I really like it lemony, and so that adds like a bit of a zing.
Mm-hmm. lemon, dill, any kind of final flourishes that you want to put in it, you know, seasoning, tarragon, you know, it's dill, it's beautiful, you know, and also the stock can be used for any kind of cooking afterwards, you know, like reserve some on the side, and but just having a good chicken stock recipe is pretty much fundamental in any kitchen. And then from that stock, you can make a beautiful, beautiful chicken soup. Food is medicine, and during this COVID time, food is medicine. So please make this.
100%.
Take care of yourself, take care of your family, have it in the freezer. Yeah, and listen to Dr. Nigma. She knows what she's talking about. Yeah.
I mean, this soup is a very exactly. It'd be really nice to learn from everybody all their different recipes. And I just remembered my mom used to put cardamom in it too. Cardamom cloves, like
that's
whole.
something. Yeah, cardamom you can put in here. Everything. You know, I would sometimes even put rosemary, some tarragon. I mean,
Can you buy those tea bags?
These are tea bags. You can just buy these, and you just, and so I do this a lot, you know, and because I buy loose teas, but this is also a great way to put, you know, spices and soups, and then you don't have to fish everything out. But then you can get all the flavor inside, yeah, in the soup, yeah. So it's
delicious. I'm gonna so do that, and I'm gonna send you pictures.
Because it's not just about eating things that are good for you. You want to make things taste good too. You know what I mean? So, because I personally don't like to eat things that don't taste good, obviously, you know, and so that's like, I'm a chef first and foremost, and I love to eat. And so, bouquet garni is sold in the UK. You can buy it, whatever, but you can also just make your own, you know. But, you know, you have to make food taste good. You have to use the right combination of flavors, you know, take the time to simmer this down, to reduce it. So it gets, I bought these on like Amazon. They're just tea bags. Yeah. You can get them in like packs, and you can get organic ones also that aren't white. It's just like the brown, which are probably better. So, you know, made 100% cotton, etc. So nothing bad gets into your soups, you know, so, you know, like you have to make the food taste good, you know, so something as a base that tastes really good, you know, take the time, make it taste good, and then add whatever you like to it. You know, if you like cauliflower, put cauliflower into your chicken soup. If you like broccoli, put broccoli in it. If you like peas, if you like corn, if you like potatoes, you know, put it in. Yeah.
Rich in, you know, corn is also rich in lysine, which is an amino acid that's antiviral too. So, I mean, and the actual nutrient density of chicken is so important because it's rich in protein. And what is our immune system made up of? Protein. And so it's important with our immune system of protein molecules. And so it's hard to get enough protein in our diet sometimes. And this is a good way to do it. And also have the vegetables. You're getting an all-in-one, nutrient-dense, rich meal. And I don't know anyone that doesn't love chicken soup, honestly.
Yeah. And you skim all the fat off with a skimmer, all the oil that comes up. And so
what's a skimmer? Like those draining things? Those.
This is a skimmer. It's a very fine meshed tool.
Yes.
And it just skim the top of it, and and you just, you know, take all of the oil off. Yeah. And then you have really lean chicken meat also that is really tender, really juicy, really moist because it's been boiling. And it's also picked up all the flavor from all of these beautiful ingredients and spices that we've stuck into the stock.
How much salt do you have to put in there, Judy? I know you were going to announce the recipe. How much salt do you
So I always salt at the very end because you're going to reduce this down so much. Okay. Not even put any salt in until the very end, and even at the table if you want to, because I find that salt, I like a lot of salt, but you know, not everybody loves salt. And so, you know, and also if you want to, a really nice pink Himalayan sea salt, or a salt that is full of minerals, like a French gray salt, is also really fantastic, and iodized salt. So you're even then there in the final flourishes, the touches, you're adding more nutrients and minerals to your soup. So yeah, salt can be healthy, it cannot be healthy. I mean, Nigma, you can talk more about that.
Yeah.
not all salts are created equal.
No.
I can show you some salts here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ingredients list on salt, because the second ingredient is sometimes sugar. So don't buy those salts that have sugar in them.
This is a pink Himalayan sea salt. So this is Himalayan salt. I have fleur de sel here. I've got gray. You can't even see. Okay, but this is my salt box, and I've got all different types.
And what are the different ones? What are they used for different types of, like? Would you use a particular one in the soup versus another, or can all of them be used?
Yeah, so the fleur de sel I use as a finishing salt. I wouldn't put that in a soup because it's very expensive. It's has a nice flavor. So if I'm just putting a little bit on baked potato or something, the Himalayan sea salt, the pink salt, I also use that in a more sparing way. Although I do love to put that in soups or anything that is kind of I don't know, that I just want to make extra special. And then I've got a Hawaiian red clay salt that's full of minerals also. And then I also have a French, the French gray salt, that is full. I think it has like 20 something different types of minerals in it, but they all have different levels of saltiness. And then I also, of course, have a big box of Malton sea salt that I just use liberally, and I sprinkle on everything as well. But salt, Nigma, you can talk more about this.
Yeah.
It can aggravate certain conditions, but does it necessarily cause problems? I don't.
You know, I think you're right. I think it's a type of salt that you're taking in. I mean, there are salts that have sugar in them, so you have to make sure that you don't buy the salt where the second ingredient is sugar. And salt is actually really important for people with low blood pressure, and you absolutely need, you know, sodium. It's an electrolyte as part of your balance. It helps keep the pH in balance. It adds flavor.
Salt is necessary for life, as somebody's commented here. Yeah,
absolutely. It can be tough in people who have high blood pressure issues, you know, so you want to minimize how much salt you're using there. And there is like a DASH diet for those kinds of people for reducing the amount of salt that they're taking in. But generally speaking, especially if you have low blood pressure, please add salt. I actually tell my patients sometimes to drink salt in their glass of water. Add like a, you know, few like maybe a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, sorry, of Himalayan salts to your glass of water, just to keep your blood pressure stable, because some people have really, really low blood pressure, you know, in the 90 or the 60s like me. And it really, there's been some research to substantiate it helps with blood sugar regulation as well. So, you know, it's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really just about, somebody's commented everything in moderation, and that's really what it is. It's everything in balance.
Yeah.
And that is the fundamental kind of ethos about Korean cooking as well. Is it's all about balance. It's all about harmony. It's about the yin and the yang, and everything kind of fitting together and working together. And, you know, food is medicine. Every Korean meal, and chicken soup is included, has the 5 flavors, the colors, the textures, and everything that you're looking for in your diet, you know. So always try to eat foods of different preparations, eat the rainbow when you sit down to a meal. Have something that's pickled, have something that is raw, have something that is roasted, braised, sauteed, and fermented, you know, something that is a little bit salty, something that's a little bit sweet, something that is sour, bitter, spicy, full of umami, you know. So it really is all about balance and harmony, and chicken soup has so many things in it that and it's just so good for you.
And you don't need anything. You don't need an appetizer with it. You don't need like a after dish. Like it's like one hit wonder, right? It's like that one.
It is.
And I'll just eat it all the time. I will eat it, you know, I'll eat it throughout the day, and I really don't get bored, and I get you know, full and satiated very quickly. And you can make it spicy, right? Like you could add spice to it, like an individual bowl.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm known to put Tabasco in it on as a finishing touch. I love Tabasco.
That's why we're friends.
Kimchi. Somebody's saying that they love kimchi, so you can add kimchi to it. I make it a kimchi soup. Absolutely. I mean, kimchi is so good for you too. It's a fermented, you know, side dish in Korea, and it's, you know, full of lactobacillus. so many great vitamins for you, you know. And Nigma, why don't you talk about keeping your gut healthy and how your
Yes.
gut is linked to your immunity, period.
100%. Over 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So when you're having things like kimchi and you're having warming nutrients like the ACE zinc that is in these vegetables and the chicken, you have and cysteine, which is an amino acid, mucus clearing. All of these things are working at a level of your gut and how you're digesting. Now, when you're eating raw vegetables, it's very hard to digest. Whereas you're making this a chicken soup. Judy's cooking the entire carcass, and the nutrients from the bone, the cartilage, the collagen, the nutrients, the vitamins from the spices, and the oils that are in the black pepper are antimicrobial. So you're getting all these nutrients like a symphony, like, think of a band playing a beautiful song, or using different instruments to work like a symphony of different foods. And it's like, you can feel it going down your throat. You can feel like it calming down the mucous membranes. I mean, it's incredible. It's such a strong antioxidant too. And we know in gut health that chicken soup and warming foods are easier to digest, and they heal the gut. And because your gut is the only thing, Judy, if you were to take out your intestines, like out of your body, which I know you're not going to do, and you can lay them out, it's going to cover a tennis court. I know you like playing tennis, so visualize a tennis court. That is your intestines completely laid out. That is how much surface area we're working with. So it's the only connection to the external environment. So the external environment to the internal of our bodies, our intestines. It's so interesting. And Judy, do you know how small that layer is? The gut intestinal lining? It's one cell.
Gosh.
It's like paper thin, right? So things like if you have a gut, you can have, food go through the gut and create inflammation in the body. But we want to seal up the tight junctions in the intestinal mucosa. And chicken soup is one of the things that will help leaky gut. So actually, and if you're alone in quarantine, you can make it and you can freeze it, and you can have some for a couple, maybe a day or two, and then freeze it and then eat it. I usually eat the whole thing in a week. I have zero shame. I eat it for breakfast, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. I absolutely love it. And somebody just wrote in. They said that you can also add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to help release all the nutrients from the bones. Apple cider vinegar is so good for you too. Another antioxidant ingredient, which is really good. Why don't you talk about that? Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar is really cool. I mean, it is. It does release. I wanted you to talk after about what it does, because I put it with a lot of I marinate a lot with it. So I want to understand what's actually happening there. But drinking it helps with the acidity levels. Like it helps with the stomach acid. Weight loss. Oh gosh, I'll just drink the whole. And weight loss. Everybody's listen. Just get on that treadmill or that Peloton, and you are very good. You go for like miles and miles walks. You have beautiful parks over there as well.
I love walking. I love being active. I love being outside. The weather's been gorgeous here. The weather's gorgeous in LA.
Finally, yes.
There's no excuse not to just take that one time we're allowed every day to go out and exercise. Enjoy the sun, get your vitamin D naturally, which is very important. Also,
well, it's kind of hard because we have to wear face masks here. We're not allowed to go out without face masks. You get fined if you're not wearing a face mask.
You can wear a tank top.
Yeah, you can just, yeah. I mean, the dogs don't have to wear a mask, thank God. But I get out. I walk Dante regularly. Yeah, so does apple cider really work for weight loss? Okay, well, let's put it into, let's be honest here. The only thing that's going to help with weight loss, okay, is minimizing what you're like, getting rid of sugar completely. Like that's going to be your biggest thing. So sugar, alcohol, okay, and limiting listen, you can lose weight with some carbs. You don't have to completely avoid
kind
carbs.
Of carbs. You have to choose wisely. Choose wisely.
Right, the complex carbs. Right, like the vegetables are good carbs. Yes.
Grains. Yeah.
And good grains, healthy grains that are fiber is super important, Judy. We
Oh,
only like
so
consume
important.
like 10 grams of fiber. And like in the ancient cultures, they used to consume like 75 grams, up to 75 grams, which is a lot. You'd be in the toilet all day long, but super
Yeah.
important to have fiber. And that's why this chicken soup again is so good because it's
Tons
rich
of
in
fiber.
fiber, right?
Yeah.
Where you
Tons
need
of
to,
fiber.
whatever comes in has to come out. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't come out, it's fermenting, causing inflammation. And
Yeah.
I won't talk about poo. I promise. I have been known to start my conversations all about bowel movements. So yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Bowel
It's
movements
rich.
are actually very telling of how healthy you are. So, I mean, I come from a family of doctors. I'm not a doctor, but you know, as you know, many doctors in my family, and you know, looking at your poo is actually kind of, if you can unlock your gut health, you're unlocking your entire health of your body. Yeah.
Almost every disease. That's what the
Yeah.
doctors used to do back in the day. They'd look at the consistency of the stool to see, disease starts in the gut and
Yeah.
it can be cured in the gut. So,
Yeah.
as a naturopathic doctor, I've always, for any condition, whether it's eczema, arthritis, people with bad skin, they're saying, I have acne. Well, I go right to the gut. And as soon as I work
Yeah.
with the gut, it's better. And you're amazing. Like you're an amazing patient and a friend. And, you're always taking care of your body so well and your body so well.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, I would have to say that because being a chef is actually very useful. Or just, you don't have to be a chef. Just knowing how to cook is a really important skill if you want to be able to feed yourself properly.
yeah.
I mean, yes, you can go out all the time and buy things and whatever, which is great too.
Mhm.
And I think that's absolutely possible. But even something like kimchi, right, which is so good
Right.
for you, so incredibly good for you, and so it's considered a superfood. There's garlic, there's ginger, there's fiber, for the cabbage or whatever. But when you buy it in the store, it's usually full of
Mhm.
preservatives,
Different.
e-colors, artificial flavorings, stabilizers,
Sugar.
because exactly, because they have to make it shelf stable. Whereas
Right.
if I make it myself, I don't put anything artificial in it whatsoever, and it ferments naturally, and it's so much healthier for you. It is full of natural lactobacillus. It's full of everything that is good. I know all of the ingredients that I've bought, that I've done, are absolutely top notch, and I know exactly how I've fermented it, and it's 1,000 times better for you versus something
Is
that
it
you buy.
easy to make though? Like, is that
Yeah,
something people can
it
make in one?
is.
Okay, so can you quickly give us like like how would somebody, if they're listening right now and they like, okay, I
Yeah.
want to make this at home.
Okay. I mean, you have to.
Think of me in the kitchen. Just think of me.
Okay. All right.
How would I
So
make it?
basically, ideally, you would use something like there is a Korean ingredient that's a salted shrimp, but if you can't find that, if you can't get to an Asian grocery store, you do have to have fish sauce. You can make kimchi
Fish sauce.
vegetarian. Yes, you can make kimchi
Okay.
vegetarian, but it doesn't have that kind of depth of flavor and that umami. And so I would at least use fish sauce. So like a nice anchovy
Okay.
sauce or of fish sauce. You can use any kind of fish sauce. In Korea, we have an anchovies fish sauce that is a bit stronger. It's a little bit cloudier than the Thai fish sauces, but any kind of fish sauce that you have would work. A ton of garlic, ginger, spring onions, scallions, wild garlic is out there, any type of green. And then if you want to, I mean, you can kimchi anything. You kimchi any vegetable. Like there are over 200 official different varieties of kimchi out there. So cauliflower, broccoli, radish, cucumbers, you can kimchi any vegetable, but most commonly we make kimchi out of cabbage. And when people say kimchi, they mostly refer to cabbage kimchi. And so you have to buy like a Chinese leaf cabbage or a Napa cabbage, like the big long ones.
Okay.
Versus like the round head ones. Although you can make kimchi out of the round cabbage too. And you make a paste out of Korean chili flakes. It's just dry chili flakes. I usually make a nice stock, like a seaweed, anchovy, shiitake mushroom stock, and that becomes the liquid that you kind of put this all in a food processor with a ton of garlic, like an offensive amount of garlic, actually. Tons of garlic, ginger, you know, fish sauce, some of the stock, and then pears. So there's always a little bit of sweetness into it, or apples, like Asian apples, like the round ones, like the Asian
like
pears.
chopped up really small.
Yeah, Asian pears, pears, or you know, I've seen, and I've put in all different types of fruit into it, but you blitz it, so you puree it, so it's all pureed down.
Okay.
You can also put things like plum extract or plum wine, you know, so there's a balance of spice and a little bit of natural sweetness in it, as well as ginger, you know, which also adds a ton of goodness to it. But there's, you know, kimchi is like spaghetti sauce in Italy. Every family has their own recipe. Every region has their own specialty. People make their own versions and their regional differences throughout Korea. So everyone kind of has their own special, you know, sauce, their own secrets, you know, and yeah, but that's the basis of it. And so you make this paste, and then you smear this paste and spread it all over the cabbage or whatever you're doing, and then you let that, you know, then you pack it up in a container, and then you let that sit at room temperature for, you know, 3-4 days depending, and then you put it in the fridge. Yeah, and then you wait.
But in your book, Korean Food Made Simple, there's a recipe in there.
Oh yeah,
so
both of my
good
books. Yeah, so I have many kimchi recipes in both of my books. You can kimchi anything. Like I've made radish kimchi recently, so that's.
What's the difference between the two books? Because I haven't.
Okay,
I didn't get the second one.
My first book is Korean Food Made Simple. I really suggest that for.
I love that.
Kind of like 101 Korean cooking. It's really easy. The recipes are so tasty, and then
so
Korean
good.
Soul Food just came out at the end of last year. That's my second book. That is like one step above, I guess. Like some of the recipes are a little bit more complicated, but still a lot of the recipes are very, very, very easy. Obviously tasty. I'm a Korean American Londoner, so there's a lot of fusion as well as classics and traditional recipes alike. So yeah, and your book is amazing. Your book's amazing, and it's all about me. I have to say that I use Nigma's facial cleanser and her serum, and it's one of the secrets to my youthful look. So yeah,
and you eat very healthy too.
Eating is so important. I mean, beauty starts from within. Beauty starts from the gut, isn't it?
It and sure does. That's
totally, and everybody is like this. Like if I drink too much, I see it in my skin the next day. If I eat too much fatty fried foods, I see it in my skin. Your skin directly reflects whatever you're eating. So if you're eating really good chicken soup, you're going to feel good inside, and you're going to radiate from within. Absolutely.
100%. Let's all do chicken soup, everyone. We have like literally 7 minutes left, because I cannot believe it's almost been an hour.
Wow, that's amazing.
Crazy. So
anybody have any questions? Let's answer some questions.
Do you have what it looks like? Okay,
I can show you what I mean, I haven't put it on the stove yet, but here you can see just
oh my God, I've eaten that soup before, and I love it.
So that's what I'm gonna stick on the stove in a couple minutes. I'm trying to put this back on the tripod now.
Sorry.
No, that's
Look
fine.
at your kitchen. Everybody, her kitchen is insane. It's so amazing.
My R2D2 pepper grinder. I'm a big Star
Wars.
Oh,
I love that.
So this is
have to like do this.
Has the force. All my food has the force. That's
your food has a force.
Yes, may the force be with you.
Do you believe? Because I really believe this. Do you believe that when people say you're cooking with love? Because I really believe that. I feel like energy, when you put good energy into cooking, it's incredible.
Okay.
I can't even tell you.
Everybody's asking questions about the giveaway, the book. So, so we'll do a post, and we'll clarify the giveaway. I think we could do one in the USA and the UK, and I'll do both my books. Yes, somebody's asking for both my books. So yes, I will do both of my books. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Anyway. Yeah, but Nigma, what, sorry, I interrupted you, but you're...
No. I was just saying, like, you know, food
cooking for love.
Energy.
Yeah.
cooking with love. And I really think it's important, like when you're cooking, it's meditative, put love into it, the nutrients, we're made up of energy. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And
Yes.
so when you're putting that energy into the food, and it's a time where, the Italian culture is so great that way, is they sit at the table and they eat, and they really, food is so important. And now that we're working from home, we have access to our kitchens. It's a hop, skip, and jump away. And, try to, hang out in your kitchen and, just don't get hurt. That's the thing, is like, all of us are spending way more time in our kitchens than we used to. And it's good we have someone with you.
I have friends who've cooked more meals in these past couple of weeks than they have in their entire lives, literally. But I like the point that you made about like food for me is a language of love. And yes, I will post the kimchi recipe all the time. And yes, I do smile a lot, and that's because I love cooking. And so I do feel that because food makes me happy. It's a language of love. I love to eat. I love to feed people that I love, which is why I love to feed Nigma so much, and always give chicken soup to everyone. And I just think that it is such an important thing. And you mentioned the Italian way of eating, which I think is also important too. I mean, right now we can't do this, but I really feel strongly about celebrating all the traditions of the table, and that is also sharing a meal with somebody. The conviviality of the table, and even this is somewhat good, but just sitting down and breaking bread with somebody and sharing that experience, it's like it's only just eating and sex where you engage all of the others, all senses with another person.
Amazing. Oh God.
So it is extremely bonding to break bread with somebody.
It really is. And it's, the act of making the food for someone else. I mean, what do they say? The best way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Through his stomach. It's true.
I think it goes for us women too. Anyone that knows how to cook, I'm in there. I love to eat. I love healthy food.
There is a great quote. I'm going to leave on this quote. This quote says,
okay.
Looks fade, hunger doesn't. So be with somebody who can cook.
Oh my God, I'm going to learn. Well, I have learned. And that's why I'm with you, Judy, really.
It's like a few go-to dishes,
Sure,
yeah.
Sure.
But food brings so many people happiness. And
true.
And it is something so celebratory. And, food is one of the greatest pleasures in life. We're talking about balance and harmony, but sometimes you will drink too much. When it's your birthday, you are going to eat too much. There are times where you're going to have your cake, champagne, but it's all about balance. The next day, just take it easy. I am definitely guilty of eating way too much and bad foods and potato chips and all this stuff. But balance. So
everything in moderation,
Yeah, indulge and then take it easy, and then because life, you have to live life.
Yeah. No point in feeling guilty about it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine. Eat cake, eat cookies, eat chocolate, whatever. Then just take it easy the next day. Just don't do it all the time.
80-20 rule.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow's another day. You can start tomorrow.
Yeah. It's true.
Oh, I love you, Judy Joo.
I love you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on Sunday. And let's do more of these. Let's do different recipes.
And I'll post and I'll send you a picture of what this looks like at the end after it's all done.
Yay. Thank you, Judy. I'll post the recipe as well. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Happy Healthy Sunday, everyone.
I want to see your doggy. Where's the doggy?
Hold on.
I just say
bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Dante. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.